So Jill asked me to talk to you a little bit today about what makes an effective assistant governor. So what I'm going to talk to you about for the next few minutes is what works for me. I'm not going to tell you this is the way you need to do it. I'm not even going to tell you this is the best way to do it. I'll tell you this is what has worked for me over the last 3 years. So a little background. My name's Mike Elam. I've got my home club, which is the Noonday Club in St. Charles. We've got about 93 members. And I'm currently an assistant governor for 5 Rotary clubs that all happen to be geographic in St. Charles County. I've got St. Charles Noonday, St. Charles Sunrise, Cottleville Weldon Springs, St. Peter's, and the O'Fallon Club. So my clubs range big time. The home club is 93 members. The O'Fallon Club is about 15, depending on what day it is. So we have a lot of different needs. So let's go back and kind of talk about what does it mean to be an effective assistant governor for a Rotary club. Your job is basically to be the liaison between the local club president and, in this case, Jill as the incoming district governor. You've got 2 masters to serve, and that gets kind of tricky. You've got to let Jill know what's going on with these local clubs because she can't be everywhere. I mean, with 55, 56 clubs in the district, it's a lot to keep track of. So she's really relying on you to be her eyes and ears and tell us exactly what's going on with that particular club. Some clubs may just roll along. I mean, they get really good leadership, they do everything that they're supposed to do, and they have great support. They are going to be your breeze club. You're not going to have a ton of those. And I guarantee you, if you have some clubs that are just breezing along and you kind of ignore them, you'll find out in a year or two that breeze runs into some landmines. So you're going to have to make sure that you're in constant contact and you're making sure that, yeah, they're breezing along, but check out their fundamentals and make sure that they're doing everything right, just to keep sure that the foundation is there. You're also going to have some clubs that the wheels are going to fall off the bus. Eventually, it's going to happen. I've seen a little bit of everything over this last 3 years. I term out in July, and I'll finish up. So handling all this off to a new assistant governor, and she's going to have her hands full as she walks into all these things. So what do you need to do? The first thing you need to do is find out what's important to Jill. What does the district governor really want to know? And start putting that list together so you can make sure you're checking off the boxes that are important to her. And she's really going to want to know what Rotary wants to know. As RI tells her, okay, district governor, this is the information that I want to get from you, she's going to tell you, okay, assistant governor, this is the information that I want from you. So you'll check off those boxes and let her know. Then you've got to go back to these club presidents. Now stop for a second and think about when you were an incoming president for your Rotary club. You were all excited at the beginning of the year. You had all these great ideas and you were going to set the world on fire and your club is going to have the best year ever. Or at least there was still going to be a club there when your year was over. One of the two, right? By the time you get to January or so, half these people have mentally checked out or they're mentally exhausted because they found out that all these great things they wanted to do, the club went, nah, I don't think so. We've never done that before, and I don't think we're going to do it now. So they hit a wall. A lot of them are going to lose their enthusiasm. A lot of them are going to say, what am I doing wrong? And the person they're going to turn to is you. So I would encourage you to go to Show Me Rotary in March. The reason I really encourage you to do that is your club presidents are going to be at Show Me Rotary. At least they should be at Show Me Rotary. If they're not, it's your first clue you're going to have a problem at that particular club because they're going to have a president that really wasn't trained on how to be a president. And things with Rotary have changed a lot in the last 5 years. Reporting is different. Last year, we changed completely from a paper system to an online system. You need to know how to do that. So you're going to have to get the training, but you're going to have to make sure that your president is there doing the training because it's your president's goals for the club that have to be filled in all this information. If you don't know how to do it, they're not going to know how to do it, and you're the person they're going to look to as the first person for an answer. So make sure that you're at Show Me Rotary and get your presidents together. Try to get them talking to each other. One of the things that I've tried to set up with my 5 clubs is a support system. Get your presidents together. I try to do it once a quarter and just have a breakfast. Now I'm lucky because they're all in a close geographic position to each other. So we can pick a place in the middle of St. Charles County and go have breakfast. The point of that breakfast is really to let them understand, in talking to the other presidents around them, I'm not the only one having this problem. There's a lot of security in knowing it's not just me, because they're really going to have to sit down and figure out what works and what doesn't. They may be thinking, I'm a horrible leader, my club is falling apart, I don't know if I should even be doing this, maybe I should just leave. And then they start talking to the other presidents and they find out they're a horrible leader, their club is falling apart, maybe they should just leave. It's the same thing. When they set up a support system with each other, A, they feel better, but B, they start sharing ideas. So what we've done is we've worked with other clubs to do joint fundraisers. We've done CAP grants for the last 2 years that at least 4 clubs have gone together on, and they've been able to say, we're all going to write one big CAP grant together. We'll all put in $1,000. We'll get the CAP grant money of $1,000 for each club, and now we can raise $8,000 to $12,000 for a particular cause. That's some serious money, and you can really move the needle and make a difference in your communities. So put them together, let them understand they're not the only ones having these problems, and that's going to help you as much as it's going to help them. The big thing that you need to remember is these presidents are going to look to you anytime they have a question. Maybe it's a foundation question. Maybe it's a membership question. Maybe it's an RI question. Hey, when is the semi-annual report due? How many times a year do I need to do that? Attendance. Are the attendance reports getting done? Are all the dues being paid? Is everything being done on time? You're going to get a timeline from Jill that's going to tell you this is when these things need to be done. Pass that timeline on to your presidents and stay up with them and let them know, hey, this is coming up. Are you getting this done? Did you do your taxes? Did you do your reporting? Are you staying on path with the timeline? That's a big thing for you. If you can make sure that your club presidents are staying on time, then it's going to make your life so much easier. The other part about that is you need to set up your go-to answer people. I do not know everything about the foundation. I don't need to. I do not know everything about membership. I don't need to. I am not an authority on DAC-DB, nor do I need to be. What you do is go find the people at the district level that are in charge of all those things. Who's running foundation? Who's in charge of membership? Who's in charge of making sure DAC-DB is all up to date and ready to go? Find your go-to people, and then every time you have a question, you shoot that email up to them if you don't know. Sometimes I think I know the answer to it, but I'll run it up the ladder just to make sure I'm not giving the wrong information to that club president. Understand again, you are the district to that club president. If they have a problem with the district, they're going to blame you. If they have a question about what's going on with the district, they're going to bring it to you. So make sure you have an answer. The big thing is they don't know, so they need somebody who does. As the assistant governor, you're the person who is tasked with making sure that you know. So as you go back and you start looking at what the hell did I just get myself into? Being an assistant governor is a fantastic job. It's really not as all-encompassing time-wise as I kind of just made it sound. But it does take a little bit of time. Just making sure that you're communicating. That's the number one thing that you can do to be an effective assistant governor. Communicate with your clubs. At least make sure that you're visiting them once a quarter. I try to make sure that I get to their board meetings once a quarter. Board meetings are very important. If you go to a club meeting, you can kind of see on the surface what's going on. If you go to a board meeting, you get to see underneath the covers or behind the curtain, whatever you want to call it. It gets a little ugly sometimes in board meetings, and you find out what's going on. And you'll also find out that the board people get really nervous when the assistant governor walks in because they think you know all kinds of stuff. You don't have to let them know that you don't. But make sure that you go in there and see and be seen. The more that they see you, the more comfortable they are with you, the more they're going to open up. And when they have problems, then they will let you know, this is what we're experiencing, this is what we really don't know. And they will start letting you know from an internal perspective, what are the problems that are bubbling up, which keeps you ahead of the problems. Once you communicate with the local clubs, make sure that you share that information up the ladder. If your club really doesn't get foundation and they don't know what foundation's about, they don't think it's important, make sure you talk to the foundation chair and encourage them to come to that club and do a foundation program. If they don't get membership, if they're not recruiting for membership, make sure you talk to the membership chair on the district level. See if there are membership programs that are working around the district. And can the membership chair bring in some ideas to let your club know, hey, this is what's going on here, this is what's going on there, and maybe that will work for them. The big thing is a sharing of ideas, both through the local club, with other clubs in the general vicinity, and up the ladder to district. So I think that's pretty much everything that I've got to tell you of how to be an effective assistant governor. Communication is key, both on the local level and up the ladder. Making sure that you stay ahead of all the deadlines and keeping your clubs on deadline is another big key. Getting to Show Me Rotary is going to let you know who are going to be your problem clubs. You're going to have some uninterrupted time with your presidents. You're going to find out the ones that are really excited and the ones that went, crap, I missed a meeting and I got named president. It happens, and you're going to have some of those. So I wish you the best of luck. You've got a great incoming district governor who's all fired up with all kinds of great ideas. Keep her motivated, because she's going to run into January also, where she's going to go, crap, I wanted to do all these things and look at how these people are treating me. Just kidding. Make sure that you're keeping Jill fired up, because she's going to need your support. You are the eyes and ears of Rotary. So I wish you the best of luck and have a great year.